What's up, YouTube? Mr. Llama SC here. Welcome back to the Assassin Part Nightmare guided playthrough. Hopefully, you got through part normal and you've leveled up a little bit. And so now you have somewhere between a level 26, 27, and 45 assassin. Something like that. And the assassin's really good, like I said, because she's pretty quick with leveling. You can up that player count really fast. So you can very easily go in, do bail runs, up the player count, destroy stuff really quickly, and just get yourself to the 40s or, you know, somewhere around there. Not too bad. Regardless, we are going to go ahead and start Nightmare today, and I'm going to show you guys how we're going to transition. Today we're going to make that shift from fire to lightning, but that'll be about halfway through. So we'll go ahead and continue with fire here because it's just good enough. It just does what we need it to do. So, with that being said, let the nightmare begin. Let's go get some potions, and I'll do a quick gear review before we really kick out the gate here, as I know some people like to see what some gear looks like. So, our gear right now is we have a leaf staff for 3 to fire skills and some cold res. I have a Ral in this, and I'd love to find another rune to go ahead and just get more resistances. And if we look at my res, it looks like a Thol rune would do really well. I have a stealth armor for the fast run rot, cast rate, and hit recovery. I've just got some basic light res here, some basic light res here, fire res here as well, nothing too great. Lightning res there, and lightning res there. So you can see that I'm really just stacking resistances. If I can get plus to life and plus to resistances, that is what I want. And here I can see like, oh, 21 cold res is better than 16 light res. And you say, but there's all those other mods, Mr. Llama, but they just don't matter. Attack rating doesn't matter. 1 to strength, that's so little strength, who cares? 2 to light radius doesn't matter. Repairs durability, whatever. So like at this point, we've already found better gloves, and that'll help balance our resistances a little bit more. And you can always shove these gloves in here. Once again, I love just keeping anything with resistance or, you know, some FCR pieces in the stash. So you can always say, well, if I need to balance a little better, I can always come back. Things that you should look for in here, especially once you're level 30 around there, is maybe getting some like 20 faster run walk boots. You can get these at, I believe, 26, something like that. But belts, boots, and gloves, shopping from Jeed and Charcy, is going to be just an amazing thing to do, as you're just going to find lots of gloves and belts. Look at that, 30 light res. It is a light belt, though, and I don't want a light belt. I would much rather have a regular belt or higher. But here you go.
Happy to see
you know.
On. I am one of your first viewer ever, even though I was on another account back in the days. Laughing face.
Well,
thanks
fair.
For being so entertaining. Smiley face.
Thank you so much. And so here is where I'm actually going to tank my light res intentionally. We're dropping that light res down a little bit, but we're getting 20 faster run walk. And you can just see how fast I am. And once again, I just love being able to outrun things. You don't have to. If you want to sit there and just keep stocking up, you totally can. But, you know, that's up to you. Oh, where's the timer at? Oh, there it is. It's all the way down there. Okay, perfect. Wait, why is it at 8 hours? What? Edit splits. What happened? Edit. I don't. Alright. Somehow that started some time ago. Okay. We'll just kind of go from there. Weird. So, I'm slower than I think, seriously. So yeah, now we can just run around. We'll go here. We'll do the den. And there's not really a ton of concern at this point. Lots of open stuff. Feel free to just kill things if you want. But you'll definitely notice once you get into Nightmare that the number of boss groups increases, and then it'll increase again when you get to hell. So you're just going to get tons of boss kills as you're moving through the game, and that's just going to make everything a lot easier. Hey, BYD.
Join my army of the dead.
2.
Exactly what I was going to say about it all. So, yeah, we are quite strong here. There's not a lot to worry about. It doesn't take too long to kill things. Thank you, Calvin. So you just drop your traps and move along. And the higher up that you leveled, if you're like level 35 or 40 right now, you are just going to be murdering everything. It's going to be impressive how quickly you'll be killing stuff. We'll skip that experience shrine because why, right? Let's boost my run walk. Burst of speed is boosting my run walk, and 20 faster run walk boots, and 25 faster run walk on my stealth. So we have a lot of faster run walk pieces going for us right now, and that is just making us fly all around. It's fantastic. Gladarak. Yeah, so we're just cruising. Like I said, the assassin is gonna cruise for a lot of this, and she's actually a pretty fun character to play. You know, if I'm gonna be honest, I do enjoy playing her. And here, and we'll grab that really quick, fill up on some potions, sell some potions we don't need. And here's another belt that's 45 strength, which is why I said going to that 45 strength isn't a bad idea. And then just make sure that doesn't burn out. Oh my god, another experience shrine. So since that's next to a waypoint, we can just chill and wait on it, which is really a nice part. So we'll look for an exit here, try and follow the path, and it looks like the exit is at least straight up, if not to that right side. Okay, it should be right here. So Stony Field, we can find waypoint if we want, or we can just kind of move forward. I'm not really getting all the boss groups that I want to have right now. There's one over there. So looking at gear, once again, like I said, faster run walk gear, fantastic. If you can get gear that has resistances, that's fantastic. If you can get gear that has plus to life, that's fantastic. Like those three things I would say are my most important. Skills, resistances, life, and faster run walk right now. That's gonna be really nice. This is a place you have to be a tiny bit careful. The underground passage, not like crazy careful, but just a little bit. It does get more dangerous, especially when you get to hell. Also, don't forget we do have that teleport staff on our offhand. And here's where we're starting to get a couple more boss groups, which is nice. But yeah, assassin right now, still cruising. Still cruising. And this is what makes her so strong and why her speed runs are so fast as well, because you just get this really good faster run walk on top of her high damage. And you don't even have to be there attacking. You know, you can sit there and just kind of keep moving in the directions you want. And just drop some stuff. Thank you, Snaps. Got 2 fire immunes. We will just ignore them. And kill the bad guys. Perfect. Okay, and now we can go back. So we'll save Mr. Kane. But then on top of saving Kane, we can go get that next experience shrine. As that'll be helpful there. Wait, I'm supposed to go there. Yeah, saving Kane. Because we care. Raising Cane's, I almost went there for dinner. I was like so close. But then I thought, I'll try and eat a little healthier. So I went to Brahms. Kill the bad guys. This is some pro advice. Yeah, I mean, like I say, there's not a lot of pro advice to give at the exact moment because this character really just kind of massacres everything for this time being. So it'll get harder again as we continue forward, and there'll definitely be, you know, more tips and things later, but this is definitely the best part. What's the point of living if you don't get to eat canes? I feel ya. Not that I don't get to, I just, you know, today I felt like should eat a little bit healthier today. Oh, do I already have Wirt's leg in my... I must have it. Oh yeah, we didn't do normal cows. Alright. We'll go pick up the proper Wirt's leg for Nightmare. Just in case we want to mess around with it. Assassin's also pretty good there. Fire res 10 Ami. Not going to beat our 18. So we'll go ahead and trash it. And the ring is no bueno. No bueno. That's actually not bad attack rating and energy, but we don't none of those things are like the right stats at all. So we'll also get rid of this 50 AR there. 12 MF is still not bad though. Best way to avoid CK? What's CK? Let's go ahead and go back to the Cold Plains and get that waypoint. Oh, Cow King? Just avoid. He's always going to be inside of that structure area, so just avoid the bottom of that structure and you'll be fine. Oh my gosh, another one. We're just on Experience Shrine City. Why am I not speedrunning? Why, oh why? We'll still keep pumping vitality. At this point, like I say, I'm also probably going to start pumping some strength here pretty soon, just to get up to a little bit more. And we can grab the waypoint for the Black Marsh, but it doesn't really matter that much. We're not going to go down there. You can, however, if you would like, to go to the tower. Let me make that clear and talk a little about what you would like. I haven't found that yet, Apple Chips. So if you do want to go into the tower, what you're going to look for is Ort Soul. That is going to be your money maker. All right, and we might even go down one time just for the funsies of it. Ort Soul is going to be super nice, and Wake of Fire is max, so now we'll just continue maxing Fire Blast, and then of course we can move to Wake of Inferno if we have extra skills. But yeah, Ort Soul is going to be your stuff because Lore Runeward, exactly. So Lore Runeward is Ort Soul in a helm, and it's going to give you plus to skills. It's also going to give you some, well, like, that won't matter. It's also going to give you some light res. So it's just a solid helm overall, and getting plus to skills on a character like this is super helpful. You're increasing your burst of speed skills, which makes you faster. You're increasing your damage skills, both your main, you know, like Wake of Fire and Fire Blast, because you use both for damage. It's just really nice. So lore is definitely really good, and then that's all you're probably going to look for right now, is that. Later on, you could definitely look for, you know, some more runes from like Hell or something. You could definitely do a Shale Eth if you wanted to do a Rhyme Shield instead of that Ancient's Pledge that we made. And that way you could have some Magic Find, have some Cannot Be Frozen, and still get resistances. That would totally be acceptable as well if you wanted to spend some time farming down there. So really, I think that comes down to a little bit of personal choice. Just how much do you want to farm down there? How much, you know, what do you want to find? What do you want to use exactly? I find that the assassin is so fast that it's not as big a deal if she gets slowed down. But Cannot Be Frozen on assassin is nice because she is attack speed based, right? And so if you are attacking with her, then used to cast traps, then when she gets slowed, it's going to slow down her trap casting abilities. So, you know, there's definitely an argument for it cannot be frozen on the assassin. And this is why we have a teleport, just to avoid annoying things like that.
Try and cage me, demons.
Okay, so we'll kill bosses. We still have that, whatever thing, by the way. Let's go and get this boss group as well. Still have our experience shrine, and then our waypoint that we need to go back to, so. Kind of want ice cream. Ice cream sounds really good. Ice cream sounds really, really good right now. But you can see I'm definitely just focusing on these boss groups, right? I'm not sitting here spending a bunch of time killing every single monster and all of that. Just run past it. That is such good advice for so much of stuff. So many monsters, so many things. I've run into immunities, Mr. Llama. What do? Avoid them. Just run past them. Especially with a character that's as fast as the assassin. Like, you don't need to sit there and just, you know, like kill this guy and then kill the next. You know, those guys aren't going to follow you. They're not going to trap you. The only time I really worry about, that's a weird. The only time I really worry about being trapped is when I have like an extra fast pack behind me, or I have a pack of some sort of monster group like Little Fallens or Dolls, or you know, just like monster groups like that. I'm gonna worry about a little bit, because then, or if I'm in a tight area like the Arcane Sanctuary or something, right? Then, yeah, killing a couple things prior isn't a terrible idea, because let's not risk running past it and then getting stuck and then going, ah, crap, well, now what do I do? You know. So I do think there is some, you know, times where you're gonna clear other stuff, but for the most part, just run away from your problems. Exactly. And then you never have to deal with them. That's what I've done my whole life. So it's worked out. We'll keep grabbing charms and potions and stuff. And this is the other nice thing, is like, you'll notice that we're able to refill pretty quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and go back and use that TP that I set. But with the amount of boss kills that you get, you really don't run into that much difficulty there. So that's just gonna be fire damage and light radius, not gonna do anything. 7 to life here is okay. It's probably not gonna make the cut. We definitely have a couple pretty weak charms right now. So this one, 9 to life, 7 to life, 7 faster run walk, like 6 light res on this. Those are all pretty weak. These 3 small charms aren't bad. So when we start to run out of space, those will definitely be ones that we want to toss. But, you know, I'm okay kind of hanging out for a little bit with them, because it's not a huge deal. A little boost here and there always helps. Fire Enchanted doesn't matter too much. And let's see what we can get from the Countess today. Don't forget my experience shrine. Yeah, we'll grab that on our way through the catacombs. It's a good call, though. Good call. And you might say, oh, look, there's that trellised armor, and maybe you could pick that up and then upgrade your stealth or something. And like, yeah, you could do those things, but like I talked about before, defense right now is just so unimportant. Like, how often am I getting hit? Right? Like, yeah, a little bit right there, but I'm running anyways, so my defense would be 0. So they would always hit me anyways because I'm running, so that doesn't matter. But besides like those little times, how often do I get hit? Not that often, you know. I get a little poke as I run past some dudes here and there, but overall, you're not going to be spending time standing there, tanking dudes, trying to fight against them, and all of this. And that's kind of the, like, point of defense, really, right? This character plays so much better as just a hit and run. You just go, you give that dude a little tap, and then run away. And don't worry about it. So you're not getting in the weeds with them, sitting down and getting greasy or anything. You just kind of drop some traps and move away. And so for that reason, defense really doesn't do you a lot of good. So, you know, like I say, if you really want to upgrade, you totally can. But I don't see a super need. Sharkskin belt is also really nice. So if you find a Demon Hide Sash or a Sharkskin belt, that can be really good. Eld Ith, well that's trash, but we did get a rare ring out of it. So we got something at least, maybe. But Sharkskin belts are really nice because yay! So it's a low strength belt, 20 strength required for the total 16 sockets, which is really nice. And Demon Hide Sash is that other good one. Here we got 26 cold res, which I'm very excited about. And now we have a ton of cold res, and we could almost swap back to some light res somewhere. See what this has. Ugh, another 10 FCR ring with nothing else on it. That's so disappointing. I've already got my FCR rings, so I don't care too much about that one. Can I tell the difference between my damage and their damage animation? Wait, what do you mean? Let's go ahead and grab our experience shrine. Always good to make note of wherever those are. Also remember, experience shrines are one-time uses, but other ones are going to be multi-uses. Not every one. You have to check which shrines are which. But like skill shrines, every 5 minutes, and that's 5 in-game minutes, which this clock is different, by the way, from a normal clock. It's going to... Hey, rare ring. Every 5 minutes of in-game, which 1 minute of Diablo 2 is 48 seconds in real life. And that's actually the exact same for StarCraft, which is kind of funny. They use the same in-game clock, basically. So it's based off the 25 FPS, and that's kind of the reasoning for why it exists like that. So if something says it's going to be like... an experience shrine is supposed to last for 2 minutes, but it lasts for 96 seconds, actually, because it lasts for 2 in-game minutes. But 96 seconds is 48 times 2. So that's why whenever you watch a StarCraft match as well, you'll see that in-game timer moving, and it'll be moving a little faster than normal time. It's just kind of a weird, quirky thing. TIL, exactly. Cheated of your time, right? Okay, we'll drop a TP. Thanks for Gem Shrine trick in Stony Field. No problem. Gem Shrine and Stony Field is like the best trick ever. Oh, I thought that was gonna lead somewhere. So what he's talking about is, and here we can drop a TP because Nightmare and Dariel might be a place we want to farm. So what he's talking about is the Stony Field is the best place to farm a Gem Shrine. So you just go to the Stony Field, and it doesn't matter if it's normal, nightmare, or hell, but I've somehow had better success in normal, so I'm just going to say normal. But you should be able to do it in any of them. You go there, and you just keep like checking shrines over and over again, and you should get gem shrines pretty quickly. It's a great way to upgrade just like flawless topaz and flawless amethyst and all that stuff into the next level of rune, or next level of gem, excuse me. So we're gonna get this. We're gonna go ahead and grab the waypoint, and the reason is because Endariel and Nightmare, unlike Endariel and Normal, who's not that great of a farm spot, Endariel and Nightmare actually is pretty decent. She's got some decent farm. She's got some decent, decent item drops. Basically, her loot table opens up a lot, and she is the best place in the game when you quest bug her. Remember we talked about that before. She's the best place in the game to find an SOJ. So, it's fantastic. Hey, 23 cold res, 13 energy. Not bad at all. I don't really want all this cold res. We're like maxing out on cold res here. I guess it's, you know, better than this ring, and I'll just need to replace the fire res somewhere. So now these gloves that I got with the 21 cold res are kind of worth less to me, because I'd rather be boosting up my fire and light res at this point. So We've gone overboard. We've done too much with the res. It's okay though. Always good to have options. You want to annoy me right now? What does that entail? And there we go. Catacombs level 4. Feel free to run around and kill some things here, because once again, just a good experience. For level 34. We're cooking. Things are going nicely. Let's keep it going. How do you bug Andy? Yes, we will go over it every single time because it's so important for making a character. Absolutely so important. If you screw it up, a lot of times it's worth just resetting the character if you want it to be a long-term character. So, the way to bug Andariel is this. When you have killed her, you do not leave the game. You take whatever portal you want. Don't listen to people say you have to take her portal or your portal, whatever. You go back to town, you talk to Warev, and you head east. That is it. Just make sure you do not leave the game prior to going back home. And you, my friends, will be absolutely fine. You can even talk to Kane first if you want. You can do other stuff. Just make sure you do that, and now she's bugged. And how do you know she's bugged? She will no longer drop gold when you kill her. So if you go and kill Andariel and she drops gold, you done messed up. That's all I can say. We'll go ahead and sell that. And then we'll keep a chip gem in case we want to do the chipped ort trick later. Let's look at our stuff. We got some light res there, cold res there. There's the light res on the gloves. I think I'm going to put that on just because we're in Act 2 and there's beetles now. So we'll go ahead and throw some of that on. Why do we want to bug the boss? So when you bug Andariel, she drops better drops in the future. So her drop is based on the quest drop, because when you first kill a boss, the first time you kill it, it has a thing called quest drops. So you get that. I don't really feel like it's worth spending time killing those dudes. They bounce back too much. You gotta spend a lot of time chasing them. So we want to quest bug her, which is what we did. And that'll be really nice. Finally a sub so you get stream audio. Oh my god. There's not a sub-only stream for the 10,000th time. And I don't like trap claws that much in like early and mid game because they're just not worth that much money. So we're just gonna move through, and you can see there's not a boss here, but hey, there's like 20 dudes on my tail, so we'll go ahead and kill them. Waypoints have been super nice today.
Sub-only cheer.
Don't. You can hear. Don't. Oh my god. And just like watch my experience bar. Just look at it like tick, 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 tick. You know, it's so good. It's so fast.
Subscriber only message. It's
so fast when you kill bosses. Just not gonna. We're not gonna respond. This is ridiculous. So that's really the beauty of just one traps, how fast they kill, but also being able to kill bosses. Is you're just gonna get that experience up so fast. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit into strength now, just because I want to get up to around that 45 point. Just since 45 is gonna be a good spot for me. Do subscribers get audio? Get out of here. We'll drop that TP, and it looks like we don't have the exit, so we'll go ahead and go down there. Do I put only 1 point in my blast? Later I will, yes.
Only message.
So a big thing that you need to look out for. Thank you, Giuseppe, for the 420. Blaze it. Gosh dang it. It's not subscriber only, though. So the big thing that you need to watch out for. We are in Nightmare, and there is a thing called fire enchanted monsters, right? And they are bugged.
Don't worry about these trolls, I.O. Doll Kappa.
There is a bug in the game. Thank you, Statsy. Where in Nightmare, basically when they went fire enchant, when a monster who's fire enchanted explodes, it will do an explosion of damage around you based on its HP pool. So that's what happens in the game. In 1.10, they changed this game up a ton. What up, Balefiend? In 1.10, they patched this game and they changed it a lot. And one of the changes that they did is they increased the HP pool of monsters greatly. And they keep doing it dirty as well. So monsters now do have much higher life pools, which is fine because they added synergies and all that stuff. So it was meant to like counterbalance, right? Like those are supposed to be things that, you know, counterbalance each other, whatever. But what they didn't do, and they did it in Hell, but in Nightmare, what they didn't do is fix Fire Enchant to adjust it so the damage that the Fire Enchant explosion did was lessened. So now, a monster who's Fire Enchanted, when it explodes, will still do the original, you know, X amount of its life to you instead of the adjusted amount. And it has an insanely high life pool, and it is a lot of damage. So that is the first bug that you have to be aware of in Nightmare. And if you go and stand next to like Lister or something like that, or the Travancore, people who have very high life pools, if you go stand next to them, when they explode, they're gonna just blow your face off. Like, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh. Same with like Ancients as well. You'll see a very similar thing where the Ancients step up and just smack you. Like, just blow up and do a ton of damage. So you have to be very careful around those monsters. There is also a second bug, and this is where it gets extremely dangerous. Man, these waypoints are just like everywhere. So the second bug in this game is that when you have multi-enchanted monsters, the enchant damage ends up kind of stacking and being super weird, right? This is why when you have a fire enchant or a cold enchant, light enchant, whatever it is, it does so much damage. So you have to first off just be aware of that. But there is another bug to go along with that, and that has to do with fire enchant and how it works with lightning enchant. So whenever a lightning enchanted monster...
I was told I had to sub to get the Sin tutorial.
It's not the truth. Somebody lied to you. When a fire enchanted monster, or a lightning enchanted monster, I should say, including a monster such as a beetle, which just automatically releases bolts anyways, whenever that monster gets hit and put into hit recovery, it will cast a fire enchant explosion around its bolts. I think it's around itself or its bolts. One of the two. Regardless, it will do so much damage. And it will just absolutely wreck you. And so you get this weird mixed combination of multiple bugs stacking on top of each other. And you'll get a charged bolt that'll hit you and do like 300 damage or something like that in Nightmare, when it normally is doing like 20, 30, you know, something like that. And so it'll do these fire enchant explosions every time that it gets put into hit recovery, which is any time that you're doing, you know, okay damage to it. And is bad. So that is some history of the fire enchant bug, and they could fix it in any patch they want to, because they fixed it in Hell. They literally just need to go into the game and just edit one tiny variable in Nightmare to correct the damage dealt. But until then, be very, very careful of monsters that are fire enchant and lightning enchant. Multi-enchant of any kind, be careful, but especially fire and light. Because it just stacks so much. After seeing Warcraft 3 Reforged, maybe we should just not ask them to help our bugs. It's not a terrible idea. Yeah, so anybody who thinks they're crazy when enchanted monsters are killing them, don't worry. I mean, you're probably also crazy, but you're not crazy in that regard. Is there poison enchanted? No. Yep. It's just insane. It's just insane how much damage it does. So, if you watch multiple of my speedruns, there's so many times where I'll turn a corner in like the maggot lair or something, and there'll be a fire enchanted boss around the corner, and my trap will start hitting it, and I'll just blow up in like 2 hits because of the multi-bugs. Or there was one time I had a druid in Nightmare at Talic, or at Lister, and I was farming. I had max health, so like 700 health. I had Cyclone armor on, and I got 1 shot. Do we have that clip somewhere in my clippies? Does somebody... I know that's got to be out there. I just don't know what the name of it is. Thanks, Descend. So, you can go really slowly through the Arcane Sanctuary if you like, but one thing is Hell Clans take a while to kill, and it's kind of annoying. I really just like to teleport through the Arcane Sanctuary, if I'm going to be honest. I'll stop and kill like some good boss groups, but the Hell Clans just take a while and are kind of annoying to deal with, and to me it's not worth it. The other thing is the monsters here aren't very fast, and so if you just straight teleport, they're not going to hit you and knock you out of your teleport. Unlike in the Claw Viper Temple, you might get knocked out by, you know, a snake or something.
For only $4.99 a month, you can get some of the cutest emotes on Twitch, a green tag, some dollars, access to the Not Safe for Work secret Discord channel in Mr. Llama's Discord server, and more.
Where can I take you?
Thank you. Appreciate that. GG. Maybe just refresh Soul Hunter. So, like I say, it's just, plus you get stairs and stuff you gotta deal with later. And Ghoul Lords also take a little bit to kill, and you're not really gonna put Hell Clans into hit recovery, as you saw over there. So they're just gonna keep wailing on you and taking a while to kill. So this is one of the few places that I think just mass teleporting is really the way to go. Grab a battle staff for some gold. Once again, things that can give plus to skills like that. Good to do. It's a great game, man. Keep playing away. That's worth some gold. Thank you. And just make sure that you have enough charges, right? So I've got 21 here. It's a decent amount. How accurate is the viewer location thing below stream? Probably decently accurate. So I like to not waste all my charges. There's plenty of places you can run through here. And in Nightmare, you're not really going to be too concerned with like getting caught and dying. You're generally going to be able to do stuff no matter where you're at. So it's not nearly as big of a concern here for this character. Because she, once again, she has so much life and stuff that things aren't really putting you into hit recovery. And even if they do, you have such fast hit recovery frames, it doesn't really matter. So once again, circle, moon, square, sun, double down arrow, triangle, circle over moon. Just remember that, and you can get anywhere immediately for the symbols. And you can spend a little time in here. Got some minions and stuff. Just gotta be a little careful. Easy as that. Oh, we didn't even clap for finishing Act 1. We did it so fast. Give yourselves a little Act 1 clap. Good job, everybody. We were so busy talking about the bug, we forgot to clap for ourselves. And you don't have to play as risky as I play, kind of moving around. Things that are always good to do when you have a spare second are recast your stuff. Also, that fire enchant bug applies with cold enchant as well, and it applies in the explosion. So when the frost nova happens at the end, that damage is gonna have like a fire enchant damage as well added to it. So you can get a really, really nasty fire enchant hit from that as well. And when you get rooms like that, it's best to usually step in, drop some traps, and then step out, because if you try and stand in there, you're gonna probably die. So just, you know, take a second, step away. And I'll go a little more on strength once again. It's very thoughtful of you, dog. And what you're looking for when you're down here is you're looking for this shape. This shape right here, facing this way or this way, it doesn't matter. And it's not always going to be if you're like going to the top left, it's just going to be into a room. But whenever you're going down to bottom left or bottom right, you're going to be looking for this shape. This shape doesn't exist anywhere except where the staff lies. So for top and bottom, or for the two bottoms, I should say, that's going to be the shape that you're looking for. And we have a thawing potion, so we can pop that puppy for Duriel, make him a little bit easier. Set a teepee and drop some dudes on him. Also, we get plus 10 to max cold res from that thawing pot, so we have 85 cold res. And Duriel and Nightmare will take some time. Ooh, we actually are 37, so I messed up again. I should have done this in Act 1. But we should have shopped between levels 31 and 36 a lower resist wand, and we could have actually used it here, which would have been nice. That would have been really nice. So that's my fault there. For once again, I'm usually not 37 by this point, so it's usually after this that I go and farm it, and then I have it ready for Mephisto. But if you shop between 31 and 35 before you hit 36, it'll be red in the shop, and you just want to find a bone wand, because a bone wand is going to be faster than a petrified wand or anything like that. So, like I say, Duriel does take some time here in Act 2. This is where fire really starts to kind of peter out a little bit. The mid section of this character is tough. I would definitely say the mid section here is I don't want to say it's tough, because it's not that hard of a character, but this is where the game is probably the hardest for the assassin. Just because her damage starts to slowly fall off a little bit, and then when you switch into lightning, it still takes a tiny bit until you get enough like points in it where it really starts to dominate again. So you're gonna see that a little bit now between 2 and 3. Oops. Thank you, Falco Tech. Welcome to Llamas of the Round. I'm Slunger, am I gonna stream? This character's gonna go through Act 5 Nightmare, and then maybe we'll do some fun stuff with the cows or something. But you're doing 20 hours D2 this upcoming weekend. What's a Dank 2's comp? I would get somebody to tank and somebody to sit in the back and be glass cannon fragile. I feel like that'd be a fun way to do it. I don't know if anybody wants to really run a barb because that might be a little too useless. But there's a lot of great combos in this game, honestly. Or you can just both be crazy high damage. Paladin is always super friendly for partying, right? Lots of good things there. Auras, and he can tank as well and stuff. TT Puff, thank you as well for the Twitch Prime sub. Source and Javazon, I mean that's high damage, but you're gonna have a rough time. All right, we got a soul rune. That's actually really good because now we can make that lore hat. Well, not now, but you know, soon.
Help me. Llamas of the round?
Giuseppe.
No, we're the Sarchers of the round.
Sorry, the Sarchers of the round. And just like that, in sub 20 minutes, you have completed the entirety of Act 2 Nightmare. How neat was that? How neat was that? 10 to life, 4 to energy, hit recovery. Hey, you know, it's okay, but give yourselves a nice clap.
Easy clap.
Easy clap. That's right. Good job, guys. So, let's go back once we go here. Let's head back and we'll go to Act 2. And we'll shop Act 2. So having Drognin in this spot is really nice. And like I say, you want to check only bone wands. You don't want a petrified wand. And you're just looking for lower resist charges. It's going to cost some gold though. It's going to be about 63k gold or something. If it has nothing else on it. 67 right there for, you know, 1 to 46 lightning damage. It shouldn't be too hard to find, so that's the nice thing with this item, is that it's not that hard to find. But definitely really good, and this is going to be our main hand weapon. Now, of course, you could shift this to the offhand. You could put this in your cube and run some sort of better handed weapon, a claw that gives you plus to skills, or, you know, there's obviously things that you can do. I'm kind of showing the speed run strat, but it's also just really good because having lower resist wherever you want is super helpful. And then all it takes is an Ort rune and a chip gem to refresh all of the charges, and that's not that bad actually. For 67 charges, right? And like, you know, you might use it here and there. Every couple boss packs you might use it, whatever. So it really ends up not being that terrible. And then you just get so much added damage to everything that you do. But once again, if you leveled up in other places, if you know, are level 45, maybe your damage is so high you don't feel like you need it yet. You just want to use that on bosses. And so you can just chill. You can just wait and use it later. And that works as well. And then you can have something in your hand that actually feels good. You know, actually does something. What rune is that? Another soul rune. Holy cow. So forget doing tower. You just find the soul runes out here. It's easy enough. That's easy enough. Make a lore for a mercenary or something. Alright, so we'll go to the Spider Cavern. And, you know, just be a little careful because we don't have our Mind Blast yet. We're going to get that pretty soon. So remember, we're going to make that switch over. But here's where you could totally start picking up claws and stuff. just to see if you can get some claws that, you know, have plus skills, have plus whatever stuff. Totally fine to do. And I'm probably going to grab this splint mail because I do need some gold. Greaves as well. If you really wanted to grab Greaves, the problem with Greaves is that they have 70 required strength. So you might get something amazing like 20 cold or 20 fast run walk with dual res or something insane. But then you don't have 70 strength. So then you just have to feel bad because now you can't wear the stupid amazing boots. Jesus.
I can't carry anymore.
Those boots are really good. That's insanity. We might have to go to 70 strength now. Stupid amazing boots. That's ridiculous. Also, having stamina potions is really nice in Act 3. Who needs boots when you got chat? I mean, can't we have both? Boots and chatting, boots and chatting, boots and chatting, boots and chatting. Man, that's why I don't like picking up those griefs. That's why I don't like picking them up, because then I have to feel bad about myself and make decisions. Like, do I want to go to 70 strength? Because you have to remember, if I go up to 70 strength, that's another 28 strength, which is another 75 life. Wait, 28 strength. So that's another 84 life. You know. I'll go ahead and grab the waypoint just for funsies. So finding a 30 strength amulet would be dope. I'll get new boots. I don't know if I'll get boots better than this. And the thing is, I did want to go up to 60-ish strength anyways, so going to 70, you know, extra 10, that's 30 life loss. Whatever. For an item like that, it's probably worth it.
Who needs life when you can run fast as Sonic Boy?
That's true. It's a good point, Gigi. 20 fast run walk with, yeah, like 50 resistance of solid resistances as well. And this is another map where we just, we'll take a look. I know I have an experience shrine, but like there's no turnoffs to the flare jungle here, right? Like you can very clearly see there's never anything there. We get up here, that's not going to be a turnoff. Don't worry about it. Like, there's no possible way that this can be a map with a flare jungle. So it's pretty straightforward into the Great Marsh. So, you know, it's not the worst map because it doesn't leave you guessing. It doesn't run you into any dead ends or anything like that. It is what it is. And this is a pretty big grouping right here, and I have an experience shrine, so I don't mind killing a little bit of that stuff. Ow, ow. And I'm always just looking for somewhere that I can turn left. Because turning left is a higher chance of a flare jungle. Turning left or right, higher chance of a flare jungle than going straight. And we've straightened out again, so not my favorite. Yep, and there's the dead end. We'll see how far back we gotta go here. It was the right move. Doesn't always happen. Turning left is NASCAR. That's right. So this one is no. Looks like there was a right turn earlier. Probably right around that big puddle over there. Yep, there it is. At least we get something heading into the flare jungle here. So flare jungle, once again, another fabulous spot for getting experience. You will learn to love it. I look forward to the Flare Jungle every day. Ooh, don't curse me. I didn't see if he was cursed or not. An Io rune. So that really doesn't do a lot for our character, unfortunately. That would be fabulous for a Necromancer. For a Assassin, doesn't do a ton. You gotta be a little careful sometimes. Yep. All an Io rune does is prompt the chat to start spamming Iodol. That's all that one's gonna do for you. Okay, we'll go back. We'll get our strength, and we'll sell some things because we need some gold. Io rune's worth some gold as well. Take that out, and that's why it's good to always carry some rejuves as well. You never know when you're just gonna want to pop a couple of those puppies. I'll drop that helm now. Don't really need it anymore. And there's definitely some runes here that I can just get rid of in my inventory, or in my stash. You know, Neph runes and Ith runes and all this. It doesn't really make sense. I don't need them anymore. I was just keeping them in the event that we ran into some issues. And I do want to find a nice 2 open socket hat so I can make a lore. So I'm going to be picking up different helms that are socketed just to try and find that. Because that'll be worth a lot, right? Once again, getting that plus to skills does some very nice things for us. Adds damage, adds speed, adds, you know, points and all the things that we care about. Can be fun to check those out. Ooh, nice. 4 open socket, 28. And Saigons! Everybody take a shot! And we'll actually keep that around because that's 20 to life, 20 fire res. And once again, remember I talked about 60 strength? It's 60 to strength. Who'd have thunk it? Crazy. So let's toss out a bunch of this trash. And we'll keep that and that. And we need to get rid of that puppy. Never go full Saigons. It's always true. Okay. Okay, and that's a decent armor. Some strength, some cold res, enhanced defense, magic damage reduced, whatever. Not the highest of values by any means, but it's not bad. But of course, stealth is just gonna be worth so much more, right? So don't bother. And big ring, trash ring, good mana on it. That is literally all this ring provides. We do not care about any of those other stats there, really. So let's go ahead and do that. And why didn't I sell those runes? I mean, I can, but they're worth very little. It's just not a lot of gold. If I do want to just buy a 2 open socket cap or helm, I can't do that anymore here. I have to go back to normal. Only in normal Act 1 and Act 2 can you do that. So just make that note. I'll grab this just for some gold purposes because I do need a little bit of gold. And this is a very nice Act 3. We have a lot of little dudes out here, even though we do have birds as well. Do I want the socketed crown on the ground? I'll just do the full helm. Nope. Where was the crown? Grand Scepter. Yep. Iodol. Alright, whatever. 2 to concentration. That'll be worth gold. And ooh, superior plate mail is also worth good gold. Maybe it's worth more. I don't know which one's worth more, actually. Regardless. At this point, there's also a lot of things we can pick up. But yeah, so I have to go back to Act Normal 1 and 2 if I do want to get a 2 open socket gray helm that I don't just find while I'm out here. Can't believe we found Iodol. Like that. Okay. And also that Saigon's belt helps a little bit as it has, let's leave a TP just in case. It has 20 to life on it. So that's another way to kind of regen some of the life that we're using by putting our strength over there. In order to, well, the wrong order. Remember, the rune word is Dol Io for those making it. Dol Io. Do not get confused by my chat. Another one. Thank you, Beer. How you doing? Do not get confused by them. Mr. Llama got a new icon. Yeah, we just updated the icon. So yeah, if you're trying to make a white, that's it. Be careful teleporting in here, as it can be a little dangerous.
I-O doll 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 I-O doll.
Not quite, but I appreciate the attempt. Okay, we'll just keep putting our gold away, and now we're really stockpiling some good gold, and that'll be nice for just boosting our teleport charges, and of course if we do repair our lower resist later on, we'll also want it there. So, you know, in the event we don't find a spare Ort rune or something to repair with. And one thing that I do when I'm going back to repair is if I'm using all those lower res wand charges, that ends up being a ton of gold, and especially if I just wanted to do the repair with the Ort gem, I'll just drop it on the ground prior to repairing. That way I don't have to worry about accidentally repairing it and paying all the money, because you can drive up a really hefty bill. I want to say for a full repair of a lower res wand, it's going to be like 140 grand or something, 150 grand. It's a lot. So yeah, it's like 5,000 gold per charge or something. Is it more than that? It's like 200 something. Thank you, GG. It might be like 212 actually. I just remember it's so expensive. Does most golden run get spent on repairing teleport charges? Yeah. Because at this point, like, we're picking up potions from boss groups half the time, you know? It's like, why would we bother wasting time, essentially? It's a guided playthrough. A guided playthrough is where I just guide people through the game, teach them how to beat Diablo 2 on single player by themselves, no help, using gear they find, all that stuff. Which, like, I know most people would be like, why would you do that? The game's all blah, blah, blah. But, like, most people haven't beaten this game by themselves, single player, just straight up. Well, would you start getting an experience penalty in Nightmare? Like on the negative side? Because remember, the positive experience penalty is gone. So you're only going to get the negative one. And it depends where you're at. Like every area, just area level minus 10 is where you don't want to really be fighting anything. You want to be fighting everything within about 5 levels of you for 100%. And as you start to work yourself down from there, it just gets worse. But right now at level 39, like, we are definitely under leveled, so. Okay, so we wanted to get this waypoint because now we're doing Lower Kurost in Nightmare, and this is one of the first areas. The Great Marsh is technically the first area in the game that you are going to be able to find what's called a Skiller Grand Charm. So a Grand Charm that can give +1 to trap skills, or, you know, +1 to cold sorcerer skills, whatever, right? And so this is actually a wonderful place if you want to go farm for some gems, jewels, grand charms, all that stuff. And all you do is you come in here and you do that player's trick I showed you. So you can have it set, and then you just set players 8. You pop this puppy, you pop this puppy, you come over here, you pop this puppy. So you just pop those 3 dudes, and you can also, there's so many other things that you can pop in this area if you really want to. There's so many little stashes and logs and just like, you know, chests all over the place. So if you really want to run around and just pop everything, you know, pop, pop. Don't let me stop you. But the main ones are those chests that I showed you right there. You go to where that fire is, and there can be up to 2 fires, up to 2 of those areas, and you pop those 3 chests, and then you'll be good to go. The player's 1 spam is just to keep it in your text, so then when you quit the game and join back in the game, it'll still have that text there, so you can just press enter up to change the player count. But if you have it on players 8 already and you just want to leave it at that, and you're just going to do a bunch of farming for it, don't bother like changing it a bunch or anything, you know. You can get skillers from normal bale waves. I'm saying the first area that's not like required a unique boss, just based on area level alone. Because yeah, like obviously bale can drop it, you know, things like that, waves, but that's like the unique monsters and that stuff. Just as an area as a whole, from a chest, from all that stuff, that's gonna be your place to get it. So here, this Grand Charm right here could be a skiller. 7 fast run walk. At this point, I feel like I don't need another fast run walk Grand Charm. And we'll get Lame Essence Tomb. And just head back. So now that we have both the tomb and the other piece, we can go back here to the front and grab the golden bird. And once again, this is also a great place where you can farm still again. Serena is still a really good farm spot. I played much pod? Yeah, an okay amount. We can check that Demonite Sash. It has Replenish Life. Replenish Life just replenishes life over time, by the way. That's all that that is. 2 to Summoning Skills, 3 to Fissure. Holy cow. God, I wish I had that on a Druid speedrun. Also, if that was 2 to Elemental Skills. 4 to max damage is not very much. Plus, we don't care about max damage. Like I said, so here, so you can see if I press enter up, enter, it'll do my last text. I don't have to type it. If I leave the game and rejoin, normally I can't press up. But here I can press up. Because I did it 10 times. So it essentially locks it into between games. It's a weird little thing they did. So you can lock text between games. And we actually have enough to swap out our belt as well. So now we can run 20 to life, 20 to fire res, and we get, once again, a better balance on our resistances. Encourages you to spam. Exactly. Where did Indrik lose his Hell Druid? Okay, so that's actually really good to see. So we see that chest right there, right? So now I'm just gonna run forward because the chest means that right of the chest, right of that tile piece, and this might be getting a little too advanced for just a basic guided playthrough, but right of that chest piece is going to be our end, or our sewers level 2. So since I have a waypoint there, I'm just gonna run forward. And then we'll just go back to it. And that's one of those things that I always debate, how much to explain right of a tile. What does that mean exactly? But you have to essentially put your head in the tile, facing the direction the tile piece is facing, which is always away from the dead end of the tile. Hey, Harry. And when you do that, you'll see it. So here, if we look at that tile has dead end, dead end, dead end, and an opening. So that tile is facing towards the bottom right. So if you put an arrow on this, it would be like this. What is right of this direction? It's this direction, right? Bottom left. So this faces this way, so we want to go this way. So the chest is an indicator, just like the waypoint in the catacombs is an indicator, or the waypoint, you know, any of that stuff, right? Endurance of hate, you go right of the, or left of the waypoint, things like that. So I want to try and just go down towards this direction, whatever way I can. And it should be right here. And there you see, this tile faces like this. And that's how you can read maps. Congratulations, you're a professional map reader now. You don't have to waste as much time running around maps. Got it? Good. Y'all are so smart.
I can't carry anymore.
I just use a map quest. That also works, I guess. Okay. Great gold on Io staff there. That's a lovely little charm. 6 to fire res. And that ring's just not quite good enough. It had 12 to life on it, which is nice, but other than that, it was pretty missing. I is so smart. That's right. Still better than Ormus is trash. That's true. Ormus does have a lot of trash. So this is the point where respecking now becomes viable, because you can see our damage is just getting worse and worse. I can totally take it all the way to Mephisto if I would like, but it will take longer, and I could totally just do it at here instead of fire blasting these guys. This is like personal preference if you just want to kill these guys first, or how you want to do it. Because, not fire blast, whatever. So we'll smack that thing around a little bit. We'll go back home. We'll go to Akara. And now we can respec, and we can get our strength for those booties as well. So we have +1 to strength, so we're going to go up to 71 strength. Put the rest there. Grab our dope boots. Put those puppies on. That helps a lot. We're going to swap out. We're going to keep our staff, actually, in the event we want to use a little later. We're going to put these on like this. And now we should be rocking in what is known as beautiful resistances. And we actually also want to get a 2-open socket helm. So let's go ahead and do that, because why not? We're leveling up with all our thingy-mo-bobbers. Thank you, Warpcaster. So we just go back, 2 open sockets. It is gray. That works for me. And, oh, I don't have the ort yet. That's right. Okay, well, that's fine. And we'll now switch into the skills. Okay? So, once again, if you didn't have amazing gear that you wanted to go up to, I would go up to like 60 strength, maybe even a little less. Go to like 50 right now, and you can add up to the 60 later, or go like 45 and add up to that piece later. Not a big deal. Here's how we're going to run this. We'll get our burst of speed. We're going to put a point in Psychic, Cloak of Shadows, and Mind Blast, because Mind Blast is really, really nice. Also, yeah, look at our resistances. We're practically maxed out. Looking great right now. Cloak of Shadows is also very nice. We're not going to go down this Shadow Warrior, Shadow Master path. You totally can if you really want to, and especially when you get more skills. Totally worth it. But right now, all of our skills, especially since I'm only level 40, need to be invested over here. So we're going to shove them in Lightning Sentry and Death Sentry. And then here I have 3 remaining. I could put these in here if I want, or I can save them for the next 3 levels, so I can go 1, 2, 3 here and 1, 2, 3 here at the same time. Okay, so now we have a little bit of a different setup here. So get all of your stuff set. And now we have the opportunity for a few different things. So first off, we can of course just set light traps. And I don't need to fight these guys, so I'm not gonna. So we can just drop light traps. But we have this thing called Mind Blast. And Mind Blast is amazing and is great crowd control and it's everything you could want. So first off, it has a knockback. Okay. Second, it has a chance for conversion. When you convert something, that little sound happens. These monsters are now fighting for me while they're under conversion. Chance to convert right now is, oh, that's not it. What is it? 18%. So really not too bad. And you can cast this, of course, in an okay radius as well to get more than one monster. Teleport over here. And so it just becomes a really easy, great way to just save yourself. Wherever you're at, oh no, there's stuff happening. Turn it, convert it, move on. We're gonna go ahead and grab this waypoint. This is just gonna be left of the way we came in. We came in facing the bottom left, so that means we need to go to the bottom right. Knock stuff back. And a lot of times I like to just keep knocking until I get a conversion. Because once you get a conversion, everything stops to attack the conversion, and then it's like way less of a worry, right? Now, the other thing with the Endurance of Hate is this map continues to get bigger and bigger as you play through the game. So that's something you need to be a little bit, look out for a little bit, is a big ol' map. And then once you get to hell, it gets even bigger. So this map just gets ridiculous size. There's our waypoint. Let's go get some potions. Check out this ring. Attack rating doesn't do us any good. Also, I kept this flawless topaz because once again, magic find purposes, that is a wonderful, wonderful item to have. And if we can just get 3 or 4 of those, we can really start to increase our magic find. And speaking of magic finding, I know we talked a little bit about Dario being a good spot, but an even better spot, especially with a good map like this, is Nightmare Mephisto. Nightmare Mephisto probably has the best drop table for a long time. He can drop so many GG items. So we're just gonna set all of our lightning traps, and then I'm just gonna lower resist. And this is why I like having lower resist on my main hand, because I don't need to worry. I can always just immediately lower resist any pack, any boss, any whatever that I want. And it's not that much trouble at all. Also, I am not using Death Sentry at all here. I'm just using Light Sentry. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit more with Death Sentry and stuff later on, because Death Sentry is actually going to be like your really good skill. But Light Sentry is a little bit more damage. And if you want to get him stuck and do the moat trick and all that stuff, you can. It's not that big of a deal to like run around with Mephisto. You can also get him stuck over here. There's like a million spots that he'll stick in. Not forever all the time, but you know, for a little bit of time. So this is another good one up here. Dang, dirty. That stinks. So if you had Magic Find gear, now would be the time to equip it while you're waiting, and then you could have a really big Magic Find gear set ready for when he drops, and then maybe he drops you some really dope item or something. Looks like we didn't get any really dope items here, but that's okay. We'll grab these mesh boots.
2 months. Ooh.
See how that works. Also, the if you players 8 really fast, the chest back here can have some really nice drops. That's a super chest as well. Thank you, Mac Attack. Welcome back. Darn. So these boots, 32 cold res, really nice. Nothing else though. And these boots, 32 fire res, some hit recovery, but nothing else. Neither of those boots going to be better than what we have. We will just take them out and sell them. And 2 to source skills over here with some other nice modifiers on it as well. Is there a way to still manipulate quest Andy drops? Yeah, you can bug her. We did that. So I'm definitely just gonna drop some of these items that I have. I'll keep that one, of course. But give yourselves a clappa, everybody. And here you can see 40 grand to repair, and I've only used 4 charges. 30 grand there, so looks like it's 2.5.
Go right, it works 50% all the time, and sometimes you're left, and sometimes go back right because you went left but didn't find the next map because I am blind.
Yeah, sounds about right. I mean left. Okay, not my favorite boss groups out here to fight against. I'm gonna try and find like a little bit better things. I like getting like pit lords and things like that when I'm in Nightmare here. These little running dudes are just so annoying to deal with. But yes, you have now completed Act 3. You are the king of... I guess that's gonna be a dead end. The king of Act 3 Nightmare. And now we move into Act 4. Where you can do some pretty good damage. Alright, we're just gonna teleport. Okay, so we got souls, but we have 75 resistances, so who really cares? Here's some pit lords. And this is where you can start to go for conversions on stuff. And like, it's a little annoying if you don't always get them. You also can't convert champions, by the way. So, that can be annoying. But you just want to kind of get conversions, because when you get conversions, everything stays there. And then you can just do a big clump. And so what I do is I usually set down... Oh, there's our Ort rune. I usually set down 4 light traps first, and then 1 death trap. Or 5 light traps first even, and then a death trap. I mind blast to make sure everybody stays in a nice little circle. I lower res the whole group, and then as soon as I see 1 monster anywhere die, I start dropping more death sentries. Not like all death sentries, but I'll add like 1 in every few seconds, because what a death sentry does is it does a corpse explosion. So it does a little bit less lightning damage. You can see 1 to 449. This is 1 to 619. So we're getting more damage from our lightning sentry, but corpse explosion is one of the most OP skills in the game. And so that is just worth so much.
Good morning, Senor Llama.
And here we've gone ahead and upgraded this. Thank you, Anal Storm, for the 100 biddies. We now have a lore, $1 skills, 10 to energy, 30 light res, damage reduce. It's just a nice cap overall. You can totally wear this all the way. Corpse explosion is 50% physical damage and 50% fire damage. So... should work, but regardless, corpse explosion just blows stuff up, and the lower res anyways is so that you can just lower the res of the monsters, just in general, right? When I do that, now my stuff is gonna, my lightning traps are gonna kill them faster. And then I just like to, you know, every now and then pop a thing on it, and now I'm most all corpse explosion out there. And here I can double up because I've saved those skill points as well, so we're doing more damage. So remember, just hit it till they all group together. Maybe drop 1 explosion. Now I'm gonna drop a second explosion, and I don't have to always throw down a lower res on top of them. It's just if I feel like, yeah, you know, we can do it. That group needs a little bit more. So it's pretty simple, and the bigger the group, the harder it is for them to fall, the more that you just want to, you know, okay, I'll drop a low res, whatever. But the really nice thing is with corpse explosion there, you are going to just do so much damage, you know. And we actually need to go find Isual as well. I thought I had killed him for some reason, but we haven't. So let's go back and find him now that we got this waypoint. Okay, so once again, not a huge concern because we have so much resistance. And this is also just a big reason why. One, we want to switch to shield and get our res up and all of that when we get out here because there's a lot more fire and light and damage that can kill us. But two, it's also really nice because the fire damage for like pit lords and just monsters in Nightmare Act 4 itself is just like, from here on out, fire damage just starts to do worse in this game, essentially. And this is also a great place to convert some stuff if we can. And if you want to just kind of keep them in the same spot, you can. If you want to drag them around and bring some other dudes into the picture as well, just to get a little bit more, you can do that as well. Really up to you. Give me a conversion. This is also where having like plus to skills is really nice because it increases your mind blast as well, right? So that's really nice. And if you want, you can totally cloak of shadows here, and that's gonna make it so souls no longer attack you. So that's a great way to kind of help deal with souls if you are having some trouble. Isuel is a tanky boy. That he is. Isuel is a very tanky boy. I'm going to put 2 points in Shockweb just because I'm going to get the 2 points back from Isuel, and we're only 2 points away from maxing Light Sentry. Isuel is a nerd. So those synergies will help boost our damage just ever so slightly. And now, we've got those back. And again, everything at this point is going to go right back into vitality. I am pretty much done with strength, like almost definitely for the rest of the game. I'm not running any sort of max block build. You could, I guess, on an assassin, but I don't know. I feel like she's got so much juicy in the other areas that's like with all that vitality, and she doesn't need all the block, you know? Like, why waste the time and skill or stat points and all that stuff? Alright, we really could use a conversion here. That would be super helpful. There we go. 3 at once. We'll do that. And go here. There he is. I was like, how far back is this dude? And that should be enough. Careful of the Smith, he does hit a little hard. This is also where, once again, stunning and converting can be super helpful. Let them smack each other around for a little bit. Grab the hammer. So this character really just plays super well. You know, like I was saying before, it's just so strong. Oh, there's the Soulstone. Such a strong character to play. And wherever you're at, you can just kind of chill and not worry too much. See what we got. Rune. All right, highest rune possible. So that opens up some thoughts. That opens up some thoughts. So, what do we want to do with an rune? On an assassin, it's really not that much. I would have rather gotten a Lem rune so I could make a treachery, because treachery is dope. Treachery is super good. Gives fade, skills, whatever, all that. Viper Magi? I mean, I would need to find a Viper Magi first and then put the in it. We're kind of missing step one there. Crescent Moon. Crescent Moon's okay, but don't you need to be hitting with that? I don't think it's actually gonna do anything there. Yeah, Durus is nice, but I'm not a Kixin at all. It's tough, man. That's tough. I mean, we have Ancient's Pledge. So we can hold that. And this is also where it's great to go and just look, right? So we'll go look at the different rune words and see if there's anything that we really feel like. And it could just be shoved into a helm, a 3 open socket helm or something in hell to just get some more stuff there. Rune words with let's check it out. Rune. So obviously it gives health. Beast does nothing for us. Bone is Solemn, and that's for Necro, so that doesn't do anything. Chain of Honor would be nice, but that's kind of later. Chaos would be fun, you know, have a little Chaos Claw, do the whole whirlwinding strats. But once again, we would need an Ohm rune, and that would be later.
Hephaestus was the god of fire, metalworking, stone masonry, forges, and the art of sculpture.
Yep.
He was the son of Zeus and Hera and married to Aphrodite by Zeus to prevent a war of the gods fighting for her hand.
Yep.
He was a smithing god, making all of the weapons for Olympus and acting as a blacksmith for the gods.
Right.
Not to be confused with the smith.
So Crescent Moon has a minus 35% enemy lightning resist. But I'm not sure when that applies. That would be a big question. These mods don't work for lightning traps. I figured as much. Figured as much. And that's probably because the traps really act as their own minions and things like that. So really this doesn't give us anything. It gives us some absorb. If we were some sort of hybrid Kixin as well, then it wouldn't be bad because we get this chance of static, which is really nice. Otherwise, just not worth it. Gloom as a body armor could be kind of interesting. 45 all res, some strength, and then just some decent defense. Chance for dim vision, hit recovery. It's not bad at all. Durus is an amazing armor, but probably not for us. It's more of a melee, great for a paladin or smiter or something like that. Obviously, this could go on like a mercenary, though, or something. Open wounds, crushing blow, good defense, resistances, hit recovery. Like, I mean, it's pretty solid, right? And honestly, just wearing it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. So that's an option. Kingslayer probably not, and stone would just be like a armor for a mercenary. And then this is obviously way out of the correct question with Doom. So overall, you know, the rune for us doesn't do a ton. But like I said, we can either keep it for some sort of merc armor, like a Durus for a merc, which honestly is not a bad idea if you want to use a mercenary later on. That'll make him super, super strong. Or we can, you know, I wouldn't put it in this, but like a 3 open socket helm, shove it in there, get all of the 15 auras there, and then, you know, like also a Ral and an Ort or something, and you would just have a crazy high res shield or arm or helm. So definitely some options for sure. Oh god, I've already gotten to that, haven't I? But for now, we're going to go to the Chaos Sanctuary. Like I said, Lemrune would be the ideal find. So if you find a Lemrune, you want to make a Treachery. Straight up, Treachery is just so good. The chance to proc Fade is amazing. And you don't want to miss that much Fade. Plus you get skills and stuff, so really, really nice. But we can also save that in the event that, yeah, we do get something like a Viper Magi or whatever. And here you can really start to see the value of having so much stuff group. Is like, look at all this damage that we can do. Everybody's just gonna sit there. I'm just standing around having a great time. And everything just blows up. Super easy, great way to get experience. We can just do this stuff, convert everything again. And then whenever you feel safe, just do that. Easy as that. Pop some bad boys down. And yeah. You can start taking out things really, really simply. Whenever you need stuff to stop, just get a conversion. Using Mind Blast until you get a conversion is usually a pretty good idea. Just because it's going to stop everything around you and just keep it all together in a tight little circle. And it just makes your life 1,000 times easier. Ow. And if you run into a lightning enchant, first off, Corpse Explosion is a great way to deal with that so you can have more monsters around. Because you can see I've got him immune, and that's very unfortunate. So what we're going to do is we're going to aggro a bunch of stuff, bring it over to him, because even with low resist, he's still lightning immune. So we're going to do this. We're going to bring all of this stuff over to Desace. We're going to surround Desace. And we're going to convert all this. Put a lower res down. And have it all blow up on his body. Because like I said before, first off, if there's nothing else around and like Desace is just lightning immune and that's it, you can just quit. And then restart the game. He's not always going to be lightning immune, whatever. But in the event that he's lightning immune, and you also cannot get him to not be lightning immune, even when you use low resist, because he has such high lightning res, just do that. You literally just go there, and you just drag a bunch of stuff next to him, because he's not going to be fire and physical immune, and that's what Corpse Explosion does. And you just make sure he's lower res and blow everything up around him, and you will be A-okay. Come on, give me a lower, or give me a conversion. There we go. And it's just such a beautiful way to just corral everything together. That's one of my favorite reasons to play the Assassin right there. Is that you can just bring them all together and just get them in a nice pretty circle. And then everything will kind of take care of itself. You just run around, round them up, and you're good. So, yeah. Pretty simple. Assassins are all about bringing folks together. That's right. Thank you. Appreciate that, Burnt. Remember, these are gonna shoot 10 times. So I want to replace them every 10 shots, whereas with Wake of Fire it was every 5 shots. This is a heads up for lightning traps. So, good point, Bruce. Bruce says, well, what about next delay? I thought you don't want to put all 5 down and put them in the same spot and all that. Next delay does not apply to lightning or death sentry. It is not one of the skills on that list, so these will always damage no matter what, which is one of the reasons that light traps are so superior to fire traps. Heavy bracers. That is one of the reasons that you're gonna see it being better. So we just found ourselves a very sexy item. Trangal's gloves. Super dope. This is the best caster glove in the game. There's only 2 gloves that'll give faster cast rate. Zol with 1,000. Mwah! Mage Fist and Trangal's. And Trangal's also give 30 cold res. Really nice. So that's already better than the gloves we have.
Likey Opsin take you down, big red boom boom fireman.
That's right. And give yourselves a clap, everybody, as you have now completed Act 4 Nightmare. You are the kings of Act 4. And that armor could totally go on a mercenary as well. That's got some great defense on it. The other stats are whatever. It's got some light res, but pretty solid defense. You could throw that on a merc if you really wanted. And we will get our potions in Act 4 before we go to Act 5. And the main reason we will do that is because potions cost twice as much in Act 5. Look at the cost of this. $225 for a health potion, $450 for a mana potion. Now let's go over here, $225 and $450. What's it cost? $900 and $450. Twice the price. Don't waste your cash. It's gonna cost that much until you finish the first quest. Once you do the first quest, then it's gonna drop the price back again. So I don't like staying in the Bloody Foothills that much, to be honest, especially when you get like fire archers and things like that. There's quill rats, fire archer. There's just a lot of like nasty ranged monsters out here, and it's kind of tight sometimes. So this is one of my least favorite places to really stay and like fight a bunch of stuff. Obviously you can if you want, just convert some things and you're good. But
gasoline prices when going from one gas station to another be like.
That's right. And I thought Mala was a good lass. I mean, once you prove yourself, then she'll give you a little discount. You don't have the hero's discount yet in Act 5. That's what you're missing. Thank you again, Zol, for the 1,000 biddies. Very thoughtful. And we'll come up here and do this puppy. And blow some dudes up. Tomb on for some gold. And there you go. Just like that, the price of potions has dropped. How neat is that? I'm gonna get this head to get a little bit more gold. Can never have too much gold, right? Heroes discount or plebs upcharge? Who knows which way it goes. Alright, well, at least the one of those is worth gold. And now you can see 225, 450, right? So that's all you needed to do was prove to her that you could, you know, handle yourself. So if you want to sit and farm for a little bit and get some experience and whatever and not be in much pain and also find some okay items, that is your spot right there. Just literally do that over and over and over again, and you can just level up to 60 there if you want over the course of a few hours. You can spend probably 2 hours there, and if you're changing the player count and things like that, you could probably get to level 60 from, you know, where I'm at, 42. No problem. So that's a great, easy place to farm if you don't really feel like doing all the other parts of it. I'm doing Holy Grail on one character. Some people are just doing Holy Grail on as many characters as they want for that challenge. So it's really just a personal choice. Okay, and there we go. And now Lightning Sentry should be maxed out, so that's really nice. Did I finish Holy Grail? Nope, we're still one item to go. Unfortunately. One day though it'll happen. We're gonna pretty soon have to just have some like hardcore month where we just like go at it on stream, you know? People are gonna come on stream and be like, whoa, he's really going at that. But that's just gonna, you know, we'll just have to do it one day to get there. So once again, we are out. This is not very good boss groups. Snakes and Yetis are both pretty dangerous. And archers. That's like probably my 3 least favorite monsters to have down here, to be honest. This is really bad. I'm just gonna move forward and we're gonna get the Glacial Trail waypoint and then we'll come back for that one. So let's do this. Let's reset this map and come back. Because those are terrible ones. Yetis can stun you and make it so that you just get perma-stunned because you'll just sit there dazed the whole time. Snakes can catch you with their charge and that's just gonna put you in a hit recovery knockback no matter what. And archers have that long range shot and they'll also freeze you. So that's just like 3 gross, terrible monster groups right there. And also, once again, we want to repair. So we will repair and I'm going to throw the wand on the ground to do so. And now hopefully we have some better groups. Well, that's not better. That's not better. Okay, and that one is better. So, okay, we got 2 for 3. But whatever, we made it. Let's see what we got down here. This area can be a little dangerous. You can also get souls down here and stuff. So definitely be careful. Feel free to take a little more time working your way through this section here, as it's known to get messy. Why aren't I repairing the wand? It's very expensive to repair, and I want to just repair it later for cheaper, essentially. So I'm gonna just do that. Oh god, and that's why you don't do that stuff. I'm dead. Alright. Wasn't expecting it to be so fast on top of me. Let's see if we can resurrect this or if we're just gone. Yeah, we'll die again and then we should be okay. Assuming this guy moves off our bridge. Okay. Ah! Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Just drag him away. Perfect. There we go. And just like that, we are A-okay. Nope. Oh, they're so fast! The cold shots are really doing me in right now. Okay, we'll just reset it. That's what happens when you try and rush it sometimes. And when you do that and you reset, it's gonna reset your like charges on items. So you have to renumber them basically. Pro strats, that's right. It was worth a shot. Like I said, this is a dangerous area. Obviously, I would just save quit if I ever was on hardcore or anything and I got to that section. Or just take a little more slowly. Man, we're just not getting good monsters. We're not getting good monster groups here at all. I don't even need to do this right now. Maybe I'll just push forward and do it afterwards when it's safer. It's too easy though, we should do it. Okay. A little better. What's our third one? Leapers. It'll work. It will work. Okay, we got snakes down here. And harpies. And... Oof. So this is where you normally want to end up. On this side. I wasn't really meaning to jump into the middle of all of them, because that makes it a little bit worse. But if you end up on this side, you can kind of control your spot, right? So they're going to come at you, but they're not going to be crazy extra fast, and that's going to save your life most often. The extra fast is really what was the problem there. Just trying to deal with extra fast Yetis is one of the hardest things in the game, because they're just so quick, and they get on top of you and they're gonna freeze you, and then they're gonna make your life just miserable. You're just gonna get stuck forever. So not a big deal.
How may I be of help?
Okay. Oops. And mana burning as well. Don't forget that. They're a very terrible group. Hey Lilia, how you doing? And now we move on, and now our resistances are higher. So that's also nice. And if you want to stop and kill things along this path, you totally can. I generally am not going to stop and kill too much stuff along the way here, unless it's a pretty good group. Like, that's not a bad group, because they don't really move much. And so that's just a pretty easy pop pop. But generally, I'm moving pretty quick to move forward, just because I'm level 43. We can get to bail runs and do bail runs and get like 2 levels per bail run. And that's just an easy one to do. Am I dead yet? What? What do you mean, am I dead yet? So, you know, these things and stuff. Skeleton archers aren't worth a ton of experience anyways. Birds are okay, but like I would need a good group to really want to stop here. Much better to just run. I'm not counting that as deaths because I would have just quit out. Feel free to get the Ancients Waypoint if you don't feel safe at Ancients. So you can totally just do that. Otherwise, you can just come up here. And this is where it can also be good to, one, make sure you have potions. But like, if you want extra potions, you can either just shove them in your cube. It's a very easy way to get extra potions. Or you can literally take them here and just like pop your belt. And now there's a bunch of potions on the ground. And then you can just refill your belt again. So if you're ever worrisome of that stuff. And then just make sure you don't get anybody that's, oh God, ow. You don't want anybody who is immune to lightning. If they're lightning enchanted, or if they're magic resistant, you might just reset it. Drop a TP and reset again, right? But teleport's totally fine. Fire enchanted, we have to be careful of standing next to when he dies. And cursed is totally fine, we just don't want to die. So we just gotta watch there. And if you want, you can also use your lower res wand on these guys. I like to try and group them up if possible. So when they all get together, there you go. You get a nice 3-for-1 special.
Llama, we love you less than 3.
Thank you. It's not my birthday, but thank you anyways. Not my birthday. So, not a big deal. They go down pretty easy, especially when we have that stuff. And there's that fire enchant explosion. We just had to make sure to avoid it. And there's lots of ways to cheese these guys as well. So, some things that you can do are you can like just come over to a pillar and get on the other side of the pillar. And then he's not gonna hit because he's dumb. So you can just stand there and let him do that. More useful for like hell, but it's a pretty easy way to cheese them and stuff. Lots of different cheese strats for these guys. Birthday stream.
A gift for you.
Glad I could
Oh God.
my sub for sub
Oh God.
February.
Oh God.
Not having chat sucked.
Jeez. Champions are awful because you can't do anything to them. You can only knock them back. Thank you, Brosen. It's a pretty miserable group that we got there. Oh, we got souls too. At least we have good light res. Maxed out. That helps. Alright, so now I got a waypoint, which we did not right there, so we'll go back. And remember, you want to run clockwise from this exit if you want to get the waypoint. It's going to be right over here. So you see how this entrance is facing towards the top left? That means we want to go right of that entrance, which is top right. And that means that's where we're going to find this piece right here. So this piece is always going to be to the right. And it could be here, it could be over here, it could be down here, right? But it's always going to be facing that way towards the top right. So just always remember that. A lot of maps have funny little tricks like that along the way. Help you find places a little bit faster. And if you want to kill stuff in here, you can also do that, right? Here we have a double boss group right here. Let's go ahead and get dudes kind of grouped up a little bit. And then once dudes start falling, just start dropping more and more death sentries. Blow them up, blow them up. And these guys, for some reason, ran away. And continue to run away. I don't really know what's going on in their mind, but... So that's fine experience as well. Okay, let's see. We'll check it out in here. Why not? Why not? See what this area has to offer. Okay, there it is. So it's not a great map, to be honest. We got snakes in our throne as well. Careful of dolls in your throne. That'll be a big thing to watch for. Okay, nope. Pit Lords are the third group, so we're good there. Cool. And now we're just gonna do some a little bit of leveling here. Fabulous place to level up, by the way. Also changing to players. Upping that player count, this is a fabulous place to do it. Just a great place to up the player count because you're just going to get so much more experience. And you can really be in control of these waves as well. I think that's another really good note. is that like it's pretty easy to gain control on them. Wave 3 will want to be a little careful. What's the worst mob? You'd say dolls? I don't know if I'd say dolls. There's a lot of worst mobs. There's the last dude. Deathlords are pretty awful. Snakes are pretty terrible. This is one resilient man over here. Dude will not go down. Come on, go down for me. Thank you. Yeah, snakes. There's a lot. We'll go to like players 3. I think we're still a little weak for 5, maybe. Also a great group to have a few death sentries on, as they will just blow up and end all of it. So if you can bring everything next to these main dudes with death sentries, they're just gonna blow up and you'll be able to clear the whole wave pretty quickly just by being able to kill the skeletons. Yep, we can equip our gloves now, that's correct. And this is also where a corpse explosion from Death Sentry is super helpful because, yeah, I can just do a regular kill job on those guys. But when you get the Death Sentry explosions in there, it's just going to make killing something that's like lightning enchanted 1,000 times easier. You're just going to have a way better time. Yeah, we got some solid boots. So this next wave here is going to be one of your biggest wave experience generators. Waves 4 and 5 have just so much more experience. Literally watch my experience bar right now as these things die. Just watch it. They gotta die some. Come on. Die already. Oh my gosh. We're on players 3 to be fair. But it just chunks. It just goes up in chunks. It's insane. A watch bar doesn't move. That's true. That is true. We'll go players 1 here, as I'm not sure you can handle 3 moment. Oh, mana burn. Gross. Also, you're not going to convert this wave 5. They're immune to conversion. So all you can do is knock them back. And, yeah. Just keep knocking them back and let your stuff take care of them. But look at that. We're already 47.5. Like, whew, it's just crazy. And then Bale. Pretty easy solution. Yeah, we'll get the gloves eventually. We'll go get him eventually. Okay. All right. Ease up, Bale. So, yeah, I mean, especially if you're not rushing, you're really just not going to run into too many issues here, you know? That's the thing. If you go into any of those areas that we were just in and you take your time and you just knock the dudes back with Mind Blast and blah, 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 whatever, you're just going to be in a pretty good spot overall. And just like that, give yourselves the clap. Congratulations. You are now the dominatrix of Act 5 and all of Nightmare. Trash shield. And got a wand. 2 to curses. Goodbye. Easy as that. So this, once again, is another great place. Let's go ahead and swap our glooves out. So now we're double maxed in 2 res. We are going to be a little short on fire res going into hell, and that's something that we can look at because we have light res, cold res, light res on these 3. So we might look at changing some fire res in. I've got that 14 right there at some point. But you are a champion now. And you can just go back in and just roll it, you know. This is the beauty of it right here. Just roll through. Go back. Play around with the player settings once again as much as you would like. Especially on that wave 4. I think boosting the player count there is pretty nice. But like I had the player count boosted even before that, honestly. And then like killing stuff out here, honestly, is also not bad experience. So there's so many good spots. So many good spots to just pick up some experience. Little gains here and there. Any reason you do players 8 nightmare cows? Not really, unless you just want to have some fun. I mean, it isn't bad experience. Cows are totally fine experience, so you could just do it for that purpose. Hey, Thulrune, very nice. So if you're online, you know, maybe you want to run a spirit sword in your main hand or something, right? To get some plus to skills. You can't do that offline unless you have pluggy mod going or something else. Some other mod or hack or you've updated your runes.txt, whatever it is, to enable that. But Spirit Sword could totally be great because +2 to skills is just worth so much, you know. Oops, that unset. There we go. Now they'll blow up. And that is something as well, when you join new games and stuff, you'll run into that issue where your skills will unset, or your hotkeys. Just for charges being used. Ah, my Mind Blast unset. There we go. Must have overrode it. Okay. Do I complete Nightmare? Yeah. So we just, at this point, we're just kind of leveling up in Nightmare. So we're leaving the Nightmare timer on. But yes, Nightmare is completed. Also, you can do 3 rejuves to make a full rejuve. Just as a heads up. Just as a little heads up. Great way to boost it a little bit. Players 8 or bust. I mean, we got players 3 going right now. I feel like that's working pretty well for us. This is where players 3 can be a little tough, but if you can get a good group, keep them kind of together and clustered, or get them in tight spaces, it can work. So they're all trying to get through the same hole or something. Can be an alright way to do it. Alright, let's see what we got. Also, corpse explosion once again. Don't forget corpse explosion charges, as that'll be a majority of your kill speed, honestly. And then if you want to fight Bale again, you totally can. If you don't want to fight Bale again, you don't have to. You can just continue farming this part over and over again. You can see here that like I'm level 50, and you know, if I just wanted to say screw it and run forward, that's totally fine. But if you want to farm Bale in hopes of getting that like super GG drop sometime, yeah, go for that as well, right? Don't let me tell you what to do. You are a strong, independent assassin who does not need no guide. But you'll continue to watch this guide anyways, out of principle. And you're also gonna like the video and subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. Out of principle. What up, PV Gold? Whee. Late night stream, that's right. So, how high should I level, you might be asking at this point. Honestly, you can go forward at like 45. That's the lowest I would ever really go forward at, 44, 45. But feel free to just like level to 65, 60. The highest you'll really see people go is like 76 here, I would say. That's the highest that I ever really see, is like 76, 77. And that's usually with like a party as well. It's a pretty weak helm overall, but good money. Here's our Crush Flange. 50 to fire res, so if you really need some fire res in hell and aren't feeling comfortable, it also has 15 strength. You can just say, I'm gonna hold off on this, put it away, and then I'll just like use Crush Flange for 50 fire res. It's great, right? So there's lots of little things that you can do instead right there. And then here's a cool trick. 76 Nightmare, yeah, you see it on the ladder all the time and stuff. But I would recommend going to like, if you want to feel safe, like 60. I think that's a good spot. So this has 21 charges, but if you add sockets to it, which I wouldn't recommend unless you're speedrunning and not going to care about the character again. Now it's got full charges again. Hey, how neat is that? Also, we now have a 2 open socket wand right here, so it's not great for like runes and stuff. I mean, this isn't bad. I could get 10 to vitality out of it. I might honestly shove that in there. We could do IO doll. You know, so we could do that, but like I like it for jewels a lot of times, because you can get jewels that'll be, you know, life and things like that, and that's a great way. But IO rune is honestly an amazing fit for it. I'll go ahead and take 10 more vitality right there, get me 30 more life. And we'll see Anya, and she gives us trash. Thanks, Anya. Thanks for nothing. Wasting socket quest to repair it. Like I said, I would not recommend it. That's just a cool, fun little tips and tricks with llama. But don't waste it. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to put in there. If I find another Io rune, honestly, that'd probably be the best other thing to put in there.
I genuinely almost bricked a white wand on ladder due to this chat.
Yeah, Dull Io is the rune word. And some people might say, well, Mr. Llama, I know you're not going to have the Necro skills, but why not make the Dull Io white wand right now anyways? Because it's a blue wand! Don't forget it. Don't forget it. I swear, if you forget it, one of y'all is going to put Io or Dull Io into it and think you don't know what the heck just happened. It's a blue wand. You can't do that. It's not how blue wands work, my man. Not how they work. Can't make a rune word out of a mechanics. You know that. You know that. How viable is it to farm Anya for 5 or 6 LS or other good claws? I mean, it's gonna take a long time, but it's technically possible. All right, so we have souls in here, and once again, souls and dolls. So we don't want the dolls to hit us. We want to be away from the dolls when they explode. Otherwise, that's not gonna be fun. Also, we need to kill the res dudes, or they're just gonna keep resing the dolls.
I-O doll 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 I-O.
That's what I was thinking as well. I was thinking, what's the best way to express this? But I couldn't find the words. And then you had it. Yeah, that's probably the worst combination you're gonna get. Souls, dolls, and mummies to revive the souls and dolls. Death Lords is also pretty rough. I have not bricked very many things over the years. And also they're gonna get revived again right here. So it gets extra annoying. Who's still in here? Oh, there's a doll. Look at those experience gain. Yeah, we're on players 5 right now. So I'm really trying to like up it, you know.
Death Lords care not about range or how far away you are. Their axes cut through time and space.
That sounds accurate. That sounds accurate. So yeah, players 5 might be a slight reach, but that's okay. It's such good experience. Yeah, we can try players 8 wave 4 because it's such good experience. Like, oh my gosh. I agree. Now that we're level 52, we've got some good damage.
You are a poor substitute, Meredith.
Wow, don't make Meredith say that herself. That's so rude. We just need to get a nice conversion here. There we go. Get that stuff going. And just keep converting dudes. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but the experience is gonna be worth it. I mean, we started out at just above a level, right? So we'll see how much experience we get at the end of this. Ow. There we go. Good conversions. Gotta use some holy res. Come on. Or lower res. Nice. Nice. Do it. Do it, Hansel.
Keep converting dudes using traps.
I think we just spawned wave 5 as well, which is not great because I did not want to spawn them on players 8. But we gained an entire level for this wave.
This ISNTLLAMARPG. Love the llama XO.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Stabby and Blom. Yeah, so we gained over an entire level when we were level 52. That's how good that was. Oh god, we did spawn them. Alright, well, we don't need to fight this wave at players 8, because that's just going to be a long time. It would be another level, but... yeah, so we'll go ahead and pause it right there. That's a pretty good stopping point for it. 53, our character's in a good spot. I'll go ahead and do a final look at what our character looks like here. Just for a quick little showcase of it. So here's where we're at. Our res are all pretty good right now. We've maxed out both Lightning and Death Sentry, and we're just kind of shoving points in these two as we get them, just for a little bit extra damage. Doesn't really matter which ones we do. They're both just going to boost our Light Sentry damage. And we don't really care about adding shots per level to Death Sentry. 1, 1, 1, 1, and we've got 5 in Burst of Speed. If you want to bump up your burst of speed more, you could go up to like 9 to get another breakpoint for your IAS. But honestly, I think just getting plus to skills is better there. And nothing in this tree, because who cares about this tree? So that's kind of where that's set up. I have 70 strength. You can have a little less if you want. 251 vitality. I only have 70 strength for these dope boots, because I really like these boots. So those are really nice with the dual res. We've got some cold res here. We've got a Saigon's belt, which is actually a good belt. 20 to life, 20 to fire res. 20 light res ring. So both of our rings could definitely be upgraded. Neither of those are great. And our amulet's also pretty weak. We got Trang's glove, which is really sick. So that's nice with res. And that FCR will help for like teleporting and for casting, you know, mind blast and stuff. We have our lower res wand, and we shoved an IO rune in it just for 10 vitality, because it's pretty nice. We have our stealth, our ancient's pledge, and our lore. So you can see a lot of love for some rune words here, right? These are 3 pretty solid rune words that can get you through a lot of the game, get you res, get you breakpoints, skills, things like that. And then our teleport staff on our offhand. Please, if we get a doll, can we put it in? We have a doll rune already. But I'm not going to make an IO doll wand. Alright. It's a terrible. I want to get a second IO rune and put it in there. That'd be so much better. I'm not gonna waste it. Y'all crazy, man. And cows can of course just be a fun place to hang out. Kill some stuff. A nice thing with this is once you get one cow dead, then your corpse explosion really takes over and kills everything else, so you don't have to worry too much. Additionally, because an assassin can open any chest, including locked chest, you don't have to worry about that stuff either, right? So, great place also to come, get some experience if you want. You can find a lot of great bases for things. There's lots of things like demon hide sashes and shields and armors and all sorts of whatever. Runes drop here a ton. Jewels drop here a ton. Gems and charms drop here a ton. So there's really a lot of solid finds to be had in the cow level. And totally a fine place to show up. What rune word is IO doll? None. It is not a rune word. Also, that is a blue weapon, so it literally means nothing. Why would I waste that just for a joke? This is a guide. I would never do that for free. Alright, get some cows. Moo moo. Yeah, popping chests is also great. And what's even better is don't pop any chests when you're running. Kill all the cows first. Don't pop any chest. Then turn players 8 on, and then go pop all of the chest. Easy as that. Easy as that. So just save them all, right? Come here, kill some fun cows. Blah blah blah. Have a good time. D2 Pilot. Mwah. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
IO Dole. $10 work?
It's a tough one. Oop, don't pop it. Rip. Tough one. That Hio doll was so sweet. It was kind of creepy, to be honest. A little bit creepy.
I.O. doll.
Popping it. Popping it. Alright. Because y'all are so nice. And nice thing is the Cow King is lightning immune, so you don't have to worry about killing him. Remember, if you kill the Cow King, you cannot open it again. The only way you do have to worry about killing him is if you do the corpse explosions, and that kills him, which is very possible. So you got to be careful with corpse exploding around him. Other than that, worry not.
I.O. doll only message.
Thank you, Grievous. I.O. doll only message. Right. Good one. Alright, so we'll kill a couple more cows, and then we'll just do the players 8 chest popping. We'll pop it like it's hot. So now you just do this, basically. Let's pretend like I killed everything, right? And you just run around and just touch everything and pop it. And there's just going to be so much loot, as it's going to be players 8 loot. And once again, you can open up all of the lock chests as well. So that's really nice. So beautiful. So this is just a way to get a little bit extra loot, a couple more, you know, maybe nice items. Cheating chest, a little bit. Whenever you go to open a chest, if you ever, you know, just have a macro or something and change it to players 8, it's a great way to do it. All right, let's get this. Let's level up off of it. Get some really nice cow explosions going here pretty soon. Any second now. There we go. Blow them up. Blow them up. Blow them up. Look at that group. I got half a level from just killing that one group at players 8. It's pretty nice, right? Hard to argue with that. One group at players 8. So yeah, if you run a whole thing of cows at players 8, you're probably gonna get like 3-4 levels, you know? It's really nice. Alright, so we'll sell this stuff. 16 to life, that can replace my 7 to life. I'm kind of done with that one. 81 to life, nice. Alright, we're gonna use that. Super sick. And yeah, that drops my light res down some maybe. I mean, I'm still maxed in Nightmare. But, you know, 81 to life is 81 to life. Some pretty big life right there. And with that, everybody, level 54, we can now successfully move into hell. Thank you on YouTube, everybody, for watching. Mwah! I will see you guys tomorrow with the hell speedrun. Or the hell finish, I should say, of this guided playthrough. Excuse me. IO doll, IO doll. Awful. We did it! We ruined a perfectly good wand. Oh, ruined a perfectly good wand with an IO doll rune. Ugh, well that was pretty good. That was pretty good right there. I'm happy with it. Sell that wand on BattleNet. Seems like a good idea. That was swift. Yeah, I mean, this character just flies, man. This character just flies. Like, we're level 54, too. We didn't even, like, we were chilling. That was 2 hours and 30 minutes or something to... Not even. It was 2:42. So it was 2 hours and, like, 15 minutes with Nightmare Cows. And, you know, you just move so fast. Hell tonight? Nah, it's midnight, and I've got work tomorrow, so, you know, I don't have enough time for another 2.5, 3 hours there. What's on my shirt? It's from Hawaii. It's a Hawaii shirt. Rip curl. Impromptu MVS right now. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Missed the guide? It's alright. It'll be up on YouTube. Rip curl. It'll be up on the YouTube, so no worries. Yeah, I'm going to head off to bed. Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here and watching. Mwah! A little bit of a short stream today, I know. But, you know, I gotta... We finished our guide, and I gotta take a little time. Just rest a little bit. So we'll be back tomorrow, and then we'll be streaming again on Thursday. And then I will be gone Friday and Saturday, and back on Sunday. So, easy as that. 4 to 8 inches of snow coming in? Nice. Sounds fun. But yeah,